Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting. The sometimes folks get sucked into a jet engine edition.
Of course they do.
That's right, they do.
Of course they do.
Oh, especially on this show.
I mean, duh.
Yeah.
Folks getting sucked into a jet engine. Something I've never thought of before, but I will think of at least twice a week from now on.
From here on out?
From here on out for the rest of my life.
Success. Then
Yeah.
we're 30 seconds in and it's a success.
Hell
Fantastic. So, episode 051, Sucked into a Jet Engine. There's a medical billing code for that and more.
Oh, shut up.
That's right.
So this happens enough, so there's a code?
There is, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
How fucking often does this happen? Who's getting sucked into these fucking jet engines?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Who's getting sucked in and how often
and why? What?
Oh yeah.
Should I be worried? Is it gonna happen to me?
It could if you're in the wrong place.
Oh my god. I'm probably in the wrong place like twice a day. I'm not gonna lie. This feels like a problem I should be worrying about, but haven't been.
Right.
Because I'm a Sagittarius. I just got home from Fire Island, and all anyone could ever talk about was how I'm such a Sagittarius, and I'm like, I'm not sure what that means. Is that a compliment? I don't know.
It means they think you're the one that's going to get sucked into the jet engine.
God damn it! Fuck.
So, before we get into episode 051, kind of big news, little big news, a little bit of big news.
A little bit of big news.
There you go. We've been asked by members of the flock how they could support the show.
Yeah.
Of course, there's rating, subscribing, and telling your friends.
Love that.
There's following us on Instagram and Twitter. And please do, y'all, because there's entirely different content on those platforms.
Seriously, there's photos, there's facts, there's cat videos. Who doesn't love a cat video, y'all?
That's right.
Well, I think we posted one today.
Yeah, it was a cat getting down to Genesis. I mean, come on.
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
That's right.
Fucking love it.
So, what else? So please come on by. And now there's a tip jar over at Venmo.
Fuck yeah.
So, yeah, if you like this episode, if you love the show, if you love Marissa.
If you love Jill.
That's right. Leave us a little something over at Well, That's Interesting on Venmo.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. That's all you got to do.
So easy. It's like when you pay your friend back for them buying you brunch.
Yeah.
4 months ago. Yeah. Even if you just have like $1, if you're like loving it.
Yeah. I promise we're going to get like a Patreon but in the meantime, this is the way we're going to do it. You know, this is a 2-woman show and it's a lot of work. So before we get even more content thrown in your face, just come on by to Venmo if you want to support us and support us if you want. There you go. That's it.
We'd love it. We will toast margaritas to you.
We'll definitely give everyone a shout out. Trust me.
We'll give
Absolutely.
you a shout out.
Oh my God.
You will be so loved by us. I'm kidding. We love all of our listeners.
So damn much.
But just a little extra. A little extra sparkle.
No, we love the whole damn flock.
We love the flock.
Oh, speaking of which, Jesus, we're almost 4 minutes in.
Oh, yeah. Who are we?
I'm Jill Chacha, and I am with the adorable Marissa Riley.
Thank you. Thank you so
That's
much. It's good to be here.
It's great.
And to be adorable.
Great
apparently.
to have you.
Yeah.
Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you. So
It's true. And sometimes I get a little hint, but this week I had no hints.
no hints, nothing.
So this whole jet engine thing is 900% a surprise. I have no idea what the hell is going to happen.
Yeah, that's and the jet engine is just like one story.
Yeah.
One morsel of this colossal medical billing clusterfuck. So
Great.
I think we should get into it.
Let's do it.
Today, we're going to discuss something called the ICD-10.
Okay.
Or the International Classification of Diseases 10th Revision.
Oh, fancy. 10th revision. Oh.
It's fascinating, and if you have never heard of it before, 1, you're welcome in advance. You'll see why.
Amazing.
And 2, that's probably because you're lucky enough not to have to deal with the bureaucratic nightmare / paperwork involved with medical billing in the United States.
That gave me a migraine just hearing about it.
Oh, yeah. So, Now, human beings get hurt or hurt themselves all the fucking time.
It's true.
And the number of ways we can hurt ourselves or become injured, well, there's around 140,000 official ways.
You know what? I thought there was going to be more.
There probably will be. We'll get into it. And I know this thanks to the ICD-10, which contains a unique code for every known disease, their symptoms, abnormal findings, complaints, social circumstances, and the external causes of injury or diseases. There is a code for everything.
Numbers.
Yeah. So now the full purpose of these codes extends beyond billing the fuck out of an unfortunate patient and driving us deeper into financial ruin. There's actually a brilliant, modern as fuck reason to code and input everything you possibly can.
Oh, is there?
There is. Dr. Marissa, CNN Health did some great reporting on the ICD-10, and if you would, please help us understand what other purpose these codes have by please reading from their website.
I would love to. All right, quote, "The theory is that the data helps experts better understand health trends and better anticipate outbreaks." The codes,
that's familiar.
Yeah. Don't get me started. The codes are used worldwide, so they are relatively standardized no matter if you go to a doctor in Arizona or Antarctica. Experts at government agencies such as OSHA, I can spell OSHA, can use the information to better understand how people get hurt at work, for instance, and could make changes to make the office safer. I nailed that part. Okay.
You're on a roll.
On a roll. Okay. Now designers will be able to look at the number of right foot injuries versus left foot injuries in car accidents and see if they should adjust that part of the car and make the equipment safer. The old system didn't distinguish between the right or left feet. End quote. Mm-hmm. So basically it's kind of like emojis for injuries.
Perfect.
It's across, everyone gets the same emojis.
Yeah.
It works everywhere.
Yeah.
And now we're using it for workplace, for developing cars and making equipment safer.
Exactly. Yeah, the emoji thing, great analogy.
Amazing.
Yeah. Now, what do we mean by the old system? Well, get this, continuing on with the quote, the system doctors have been using, known as the ICD-9, was created in the 1970s and only had about 18,000 codes as compared to the now 140,000.
That stresses me out that the last one was made in the 70s.
Yep.
You guys, how long was that gap?
Yes.
Oh my God.
The new codes will now get at the frequency at which someone was hurt. It will better document the severity of the problem and will document the complications that may arise due to the injury or illness. The old codes didn't get to that kind of detail.
Wow.
End quote. Yeah, so how specific are we talking here? Well, my friends, as you can tell by the jump in the number of codes, shit is getting wacky and wildly entertaining, and I want to bring you along on this journey.
Okay, okay, I'm ready.
Stick with me. Here's an actual example of what I mean. Code W61.62XA signifies someone who is struck by a duck.
What?
Yes.
What?
That's an actual code. And more importantly, it signifies you were seen by a doctor once for your injury. So your injury wasn't that bad.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Can we figure out how many people have been struck by a duck?
You can. That's why we
Based
have a
on the
code
number?
for it. That's right.
How do I Google it?
You know what, we do have, I could send you to that website. There is a website where you could look it up.
Okay.
How amazing is that?
Okay, I would love that website. I think our listeners would as well. I don't know about y'all, but I have to know more about people who are struck by ducks.
Fuck yeah. Now, okay, so that's the first code. Your first doctor visit, right?
Right.
Your injury wasn't that bad. Now, code W61.62XD means you are struck by a duck, and it's your subsequent visit with the doctor, meaning that the encounter with the duck was so fucked up, you needed 2 doctor visits.
Oh my God.
Yes.
This is so specific.
It's so specific. And my friends, the following must have happened for this to exist, and it's code W61.XD. 62XS. And it was created to document a person's multiple doctor appointments after being struck by a duck because the complications were ongoing. So
How I just want to be a fly on that wall and hear the person be like, yeah, the duck injury.
Yeah, I'm back.
It's persisting. It still hurts.
yes.
Yeah. Also, what happened to that duck? Is the duck okay?
That's a really good question. So if that sounds bad, well, you guessed it. Good news, it could totally be worse.
Amazing.
Now, if getting pummeled by a duck sounds vaguely familiar to some listeners and members of the flock, no pun intended, we actually covered this before. Think way back in episode 036, we told the story of a Florida man who went out jet skiing one beautiful day and never returned home because by chance he collided with a duck.
Oh my God.
While it was in mid-flight.
Right.
Do you remember that?
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was also the hamster episode we had. Do you remember the hamster thing?
I very much so remember that. I can't forget the hamster. It's so many like hamster groups and associations out there.
There you go.
I still haven't joined them, but it's on my list.
That's right.
It's like do my taxes and then join the hamster groups.
That's right. Now, the impact left him unconscious and he fell into the lake. His friend could not save him in time. But now, because of the update, the ICD-10 can document this event and help us better understand, track, and avoid duck injuries. I'm serious.
They're out there, y'all.
Yeah.
They're gonna get you. It's like the Delta and now the ducks.
That's right.
Just don't leave your house.
Double D.
Double D.
It's a double D problem.
Double D.
So now that's sad as fuck, and people getting hit by ducks is truly bizarre.
Truly.
But that's not as bizarre as some other codes in this manual. After the break, we're starting off with getting sucked into a jet engine, so please stay tuned for this story and a whole lot other weirder shit. So
Please do.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. You may recognize me as Gabby from the History of Everything podcast.
And my name is Brenna, and you don't recognize me from anything yet.
Together, we're two scientists who explore all of the weird little questions and conspiracies of the universe in our new podcast, Mystery of Everything. Everything has an explanation.
We hope.
But that is what we're here to figure out. We will dive into the science behind many popular conspiracy theories, such as vaccines causing autism, flat earth theory, and was the moon landing fake? And if so, why the heck would anyone even do that?
But it's not just conspiracies. There's a lot of cool mysteries that we will attempt to use science to explain, such as near-death experiences, what made the Vikings go berserk, and can I control my co-host with MK Ultra?
Wait, what? Anyway, make sure to check out the Mystery of Everything podcast everywhere where you find your podcasts.
We're the All Creatures Podcast. Each week, Angie and I explore and share amazing details about the many animals we share our world with.
Plus, Chris and I are both PhD scientists and educators. So we do the deep dives in the scientific research and then come back and share what we learn in a fun and casual way. We also speak with other scientists, animal experts, activists, and many other conservation enthusiasts from all over the planet.
So you can find the All Creatures Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back.
We are so back.
We're so back, and we're talking about good old V97.33XD.
Fuck yeah.
That's right.
V97.33XD.
That's right.
Fuck yeah.
That's right. Now, back in 2015, this was the code for someone who just so happened to get sucked into the turbine of a jet engine and is on their second doctor visit.
They lived?
That's right.
Oh my God.
Now, odds are there will be a few more doctor visits if you happen to survive such a nightmare of an accident.
I would move in with my doctor at that point. I'd be like, I don't know. Do I even still have a body?
Oh my God. My friends, it actually did happen. And in one particular instance, like we said, this person survived. So let's head on back to a time when the U.S. was at war, which could pretty much be any time.
I was going to say, you're going to have to be more specific.
Yeah, but this time we're talking about the first war started by the first Bush over sweet, sweet oil. Desert Storm in 1991.
That's right.
That's right. We're on the good old aircraft carrier USS Teddy Roosevelt after the U.S. Navy was dispatched to the Persian Gulf, assigned with launching bombing raids over Kuwait and Iraq. It's February 20th, way before dawn. It's 3:41 in the morning.
Okay.
Two of many tired sailors are on this massive vessel, and they were preparing an A-6E fighter plane for takeoff.
Right.
A fighter plane aptly dubbed the Intruder.
Hilarious. I know. That is a hilarious name.
know.
I want to name so many things. The Intruder.
They're not even hiding it. It's like the Intruder.
No, I want to buy a vibrator now just so I can call it the Intruder.
Wow.
Sorry.
That's great. No. We'll talk to marketing.
Okay, cool.
These two sailors were petty officers Michael McDonald and 21-year-old star of the show, J.D. Bridges. Michael was tasked with connecting the plane to the deck's catapult for launch, and J.D. was there to ensure procedures were going well and to check them off the list, giving the pilot go for launch, if you will.
Okay.
Okay, and as J.D. walked forward to check the launching mechanism for the plane, well, I don't need to describe what happened because, my friends, there's an actual video of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I was so hoping you would say that because I'm like, no amount of words can possibly do whatever this is justice.
Yeah, there is a video of JD getting too close to the spinning turbine and him getting sucked in.
Oh my God. I half expect you to like pull up your phone and pull out like a TikTok fail or something.
Oh my God. This really, back in 1991, this would be definitely on the TikTok.
Oh my God.
Dr. Marissa, I would love to show you that clip, which is a mere seconds long. And if you would, please describe what you see and how fast the disaster unravels. And if you would like to play along at home, head on over to YouTube and search "This Sailor Got Sucked Inside a Fighter Jet Engine."
Amazing.
And it's by the Smithsonian Channel.
I love that the Smithsonian put it out.
I know.
Sorry, it's amazing. I just expected it to come from like, I don't know, one of those random YouTube, like Horny Boy 6969.
That's right.
With like the scariest picture you've ever seen.
The sailor got sucked inside a fighter jet engine.
Oh, holy shit, man.
So,
oh my God.
Feel free to fast forward to 24 seconds in and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, Dr. Marissa, I'm going to pull up YouTube. This is the opening still. It's a little blurry. It's black and white, but what do you see?
Got it. I don't really know. I'm going to be honest with you. It's very blurry.
Yeah.
I see a date in the corner.
There's a time.
I think I see a plane.
Yeah, there's a plane right here, and here is Michael McDonald, doing his thing.
Got it.
And
so we see a plane and a person.
Yeah, but in a moment we're gonna see. I can replay it a few times. Also, we're gonna see some guy walk towards Michael and then kind of disappear.
Oh my God!
All right, you ready?
Yes, so ready.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna press play.
Okay, all right. I see him. There's a guy knelt by a plane. Okay, a guy is walking towards him. Okay, wait, there's another guy. He's
Oh, God.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Face first.
Face first into
Oh
the
my
turbine.
God. Okay, so basically, I was watching a guy kind of below the turbine, fixing the turbine, and then another guy kind of almost comes to take his place.
Yeah.
And then it was like imagine a human being sucked into a tube face first. It's like it's like he was a piece of spaghetti and someone was slurping him up.
That's exactly right.
That is exactly what it looks like.
Yes.
I highly recommend you watch this video because I realize this is horrifying, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of comical.
He survived.
He survived.
Yeah.
I can't believe that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yeah, what we just saw in the blink of an eye was JD getting sucked into the turbine thanks to the intruder's engine, which generates 9,300 pounds of thrust.
Jesus Christ.
9,300 pounds. And to put that into perspective, it's twice as strong as the most powerful tornado on record.
Jesus Christ.
And this lucky son of a bitch survived.
Oh.
And exactly how, you ask? Great question. Dr. Marissa, would you read from nationalinterest.org?
Of course, of course. All right, quote, when he was sucked in, his arm extended above his head, which caused his body to wedge between the bullet and inside the wall of the intake. End quote, Navy reservist Daniel P. Streckfuss said. New quote, lucky for him, his cranial and float coat were sucked in first, causing the foreign object to damage the engine, which prompted the pilot to cut the throttle. In other words, the plane's tremendous power sucked his goggles and helmet off, sending them into the engine and triggered a foreign object damage shutdown. It took another 3 minutes for the sailors to extract him. End quote. Yeah. So basically the way he went in there with his arm above his head kind of helped, but also so did his glasses falling off.
Yes.
And triggering the engine to stop.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, essentially JD's clothes jammed the engine, and thanks to the smallish size of said engine, his body got stuck between the nose cone and the inside wall.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Thank those lucky stars. You did something right. Someone's watching out for you.
Seriously. Now, he did suffer some injuries that would require a few doctor visits.
I would assume.
A broken collarbone, superficial cuts from shrapnel, a blown eardrum, and I'm going to throw in anxiety and PTSD, because why the fuck not?
I can't believe that's it. I mean, the therapy is going to be the hardest part.
Sweet Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever sleep again after that.
I mean,
but just a broken collarbone and some little cuts and an ear, all of that's fixable.
over time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm not saying it doesn't suck. I just assumed he lost all of his limbs.
Yeah, he could have.
I just assumed he was like a torso person kind of rolling around.
Oh, JD.
JD.
So as of today, the Navy uses this video as a training tool in what not to do around an armed fighter jet about to take off.
Amazing.
And I also think this helps many people decide if this is the lifestyle they're after. So I think it's a very useful video.
Yeah, take a watch. See
Yeah.
how you feel about getting in or around a plane after that.
That's right.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, at 3 o'clock in the morning, too. So
Jesus.
Yeah, so-
Also, get sleep.
yeah.
You never
yes,
know.
exactly.
You never know.
Exactly. All right, let's stick around YouTube because our next code also includes extreme machines
Extreme machines. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
and people hurling themselves at high speeds, hoping for the best.
Amazing.
My friends, welcome to V98.2XXA, accident 2 on or involving an ice yacht.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. An ice yacht
Yes.
sounds like extra douchey.
Super douche.
Super douche.
Sounds super douche.
What is what's the opposite of light? Like
Heavy?
dark douche heavy.
Douche heavy? Douche extreme?
Douche extreme extra spicy douche. Extra hot douche. I'm sorry.
I can see the label right now.
Should I do 12 more?
After the show.
Okay.
So, yeah, ice yacht sounds very 1%er, very Russian Tsar, whatever. But I think what the ICD-10 is talking about here is what's known in the sports world as an ice boat.
Okay.
Which really doesn't change much.
Nope.
Even that is misleading because what these things look like, how fast they can go, and the fact that they use sharp blades to traverse over frozen bodies of water. Oh my God, it's a whole thing. How could there not have been a code for this? Anyway.
I am just stressed out now thinking about the ice boat. Not only is it douchey,
It's fast douche.
it's fast douche. It's got a lot of blades. There's ice.
It's fast douche on ice. Seriously, if you love ice yachting, I'm sorry. We're just playing.
We're so sorry. Please, if you like it, please send us a DM or an email, wellthatsinterestingpod@gmail.com, telling us why ice yachting is awesome.
Yeah.
Unless you've ice yachted and you hated it and you do think it's douchey, I would really welcome that email as well.
Oh, absolutely.
We're open-minded over here.
Yeah. All right, so let's explain and get to it, and let's listen to the soothing sounds of this British narrator as she describes in detail what an ice boat is and the dangers involved in this racing sport.
I love it. Yes.
People race these things.
Oh my God, of course they do.
If you've never heard of competitive ice boating or ice yachting, please come on by and watch with us on YouTube. Search Ice Yachting, the fun and fear of 100 kilometer per hour.
Jeez, I'm shaking my head.
100 kilometers per hour. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God. I'm like doing like a Liz Lemon eye roll right now. Oh, brother.
Yeah, 100 kilometers per hour is about 62 miles per hour.
Wow.
In the States.
Good
So-
to know. Good to know.
Dr. Marissa, let's watch a few seconds together, have a listen, and discuss. What do you say?
Sounds amazing.
Okay, so
Sounds extreme.
that's right. I'm going to pull up the video.
Okay. So far, I see ice.
You see ice? Okay, great. Now, I'm going to play about 30 seconds in. Let's watch it and discuss after.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds good. All right, let's do it.
When your boat can travel at more than 4 times the wind speed, 10 knots is a breezy day on the ice. Speeds can regularly exceed 100 kilometers per hour. Propelled feet first, on your back in an open cockpit, with precious little suspension, you feel like you're approaching the sound barrier. But while the speed is exhilarating, it doesn't take much to trip up.
Okay, so here's what I saw. What I saw looked like a very expensive hobby. It's kind of like skiing. You're like, I can't afford this.
No, not at all.
And nor do I want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't need to like ride my money like down a mountain. That being said, if you like skiing, I get it. It's a beautiful sport. But these were like, imagine little sunfish boats, like little tiny sailboats.
Yeah.
That have what look like really big ice skates on them.
Exactly.
They're
yeah.
like ice skate boats.
Exactly.
And then there are people laying down on them. Their heads are at the back of the boat.
Yeah.
And they're just zipping around on ice.
That's right.
And
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the thinnest canoe you've ever seen
Yes.
with 3 blades,
yes.
and it's propelled by a sail
Yes.
with very little like way to direct yourself.
I like your eloquent description. I was just like, it's like an ice skate shoe. It's like an ice skate that they're riding around. What? Like, I'm sorry.
I watched this video many times, so
Okay, you've had time to think about it.
I'm like, it's like a streamlined canoe. No,
It's like an expensive shoe.
it's like a very fast shoe. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Let's let's continue on.
Yes.
We're going to discuss some wipeouts. and what it's
Yes. Sorry, I interrupted
Right.
you.
like. Totally fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right,
I'm
here we
so excited.
Hit anything, and the results can be
Oh.
explosive. With a fleet of 50 boats on the racecourse, the closing speeds can be both alarming and intoxicating.
There you go.
Okay, so it looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
When they fall over. It also just looks embarrassing. I would be embarrassed. I saw they had like a video attached to the head of one of these little boats, and they did a little turn.
Yeah.
And that looked really stressful.
It just collapsed. It's like they hit like maybe whatever bump you could possibly have on the ice, and it just shattered. The boat like fucking exploded.
Yeah, so I guess it's not that expensive. Let's rethink this design. I'm kidding. If you guys love it, again, I'm just... I don't know why. It just looks different and funny to me. That's not fair. But it looks like if there was like 1 grain of sand in the
Yes.
wrong place,
Yeah.
then this boat would just like fall over like a Jenga tower.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the whole mast breaks and like you're out like $1 billion because you hit a sand. You hit a sand pebble.
I imagine the person who was in it just pulling out like a toolbox and putting it back together like an IKEA bed or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Now, unsurprisingly, the first popular models were created in the 1930s when cocaine and safety were not regulated.
Good times.
Yeah, that's right. Now, today, the DN model, which is what these good people are using to fling their bodies, is super streamlined and frightfully impressive.
Wow.
And yes, of course, ice yachting is a fucking Olympic sport. Yeah.
Really?
That's what I read.
I mean, they did have little outfits. So you know what makes Olympic sport? It's little outfits.
That's right, the teeny outfits.
The teeny outfits.
That's right. So there are definitely wipeouts in our modern times where this fucking code comes in handy. But I think this code would have been in dire need way back in the day when ice yachting was just starting out.
Oh, no.
Behold, I did a little research and found one of the earliest ice yachting accidents in the United States. And it was right here in New York and reported by the New York Times back in 1884.
Oh, my God. I'm so stressed.
Dr. Marissa, would you like to read it in your finest old-timey newspaper accent?
I don't have one, but I'll... Kingston, and I really don't have... Will you do one just for like 2 seconds? Will you say like, hi, Marissa, in a New York
in the old-timey New York newspaper accent?
Yeah.
Well, it's like Marissa in Kingston, New York, February 15th, 1884.
All right. It's, quote, in Kingston, New York, in February 15, 1984. I can't do it. An ice boat on which Frank McConnell and a man named Smalley were sailing on the Hudson this afternoon near Marlborough struck a weak spot on the ice and broke through, throwing the men off on the broken ice with terrific force. I nailed it. Okay. McConnell had his scalp torn off and his jaw broken and was otherwise injured. Smalley was only slightly hurt. End quote.
That's right.
His scalp came off.
Top of his head, right
Chill.
off. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Something tells me they weren't wearing helmets or little
absolutely
outfits.
not. No, 1884, fuck no.
I just imagine them getting in there in like their 3-piece suits with like a whiskey in one hand and a pipe in the other. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
push me, Charles. I don't know.
Push me, Charles. Yeah, they wanted to go out on the frozen Hudson River and coked up and drunk and I don't know, Smalley's all right because his name is Smalley. You know?
Oh my God, Smalley. This is such like a cocaine thing to make. Like when you're high on cocaine, not to brag, I was once. It was like you come up with the stupidest ideas, but you have so much confidence that you're like, this is awesome. Like I do believe that someone was like looking at an ice skate and was like, this should be a boat.
This should be a boat.
We should race them.
That's right.
On ice. In 3-piece suits. We need to do this tomorrow, Smalley.
Yeah, you're convincing me right now.
I'm making a lot of eye contact with Jill, and I think it's like...
It's really working.
Okay.
I feel really confident about this endeavor.
Amazing.
Yeah. And that little blurb, that was it. That's all the info the reporter provided.
Wow.
And I've got a screenshot of this paragraph on all of our social medias.
Amazing.
And let me tell you, if you have a few extra bucks a month, getting access to old New York Times papers is pretty damn incredible.
Oh, shit. I know what I'm doing later.
To go out on a small tangent here, I just wanted to talk about this because I happened to see it on, there was one other article on the same page, which was page 5. There was this gem, and I'm just going to read it to you. Quote, Cuthbert, Georgia, February 15th, 1884. Thursday night, George Dunaway was shot by his wife.
Oh, my God.
During the night, one of his children commenced fretting. When he got up to quiet it, he whipped it a little.
What?
Yep. And his wife, becoming enraged, got up in the dark, and after a few words, got her pistol, walked close up to her husband, and fired.
Just took care of the problem.
Mm-hmm. The ball struck the lower rib and, glancing upward, inflicted a fatal wound.
Oh, fuck.
End quote.
I don't know if she meant to kill him, but she was probably just like, I'm
done with this.
I'm tired. I don't want to deal with 2 babies tonight.
That's right. So yeah, that was something I just had to bring up. I mean, my God.
That's amazing.
And honestly, I think it's a perfect and I believe flawless segue into our final code.
Yes.
Okay, which is, you guessed it, V91.07, burned due to water skis on fire. That's right.
Speaking of cocaine, this sounds like, once again, this sounds like a cocaine decision. How the fuck do you do that?
That's right. Specifically water skis on fire. Yeah.
How do you light them on fire?
Yeah.
Are you out of the water? I like how I'm like probing no one right now. I'm just like, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
How were you drunk? Why?
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
Well, so there's about a month left of summer here in the States, which means we've got another 30 days of folks packing in as much lake life as possible.
Hell yeah, lake life, hashtag.
That's right. Injury stats for 2021 aren't available yet, but 2020's numbers were released.
Ooh.
And boy, howdy, hordes of people took to the water to socially distance or to YOLO. I don't know.
Oh, I remember YOLO.
That's right.
Good times.
Either way, according to Statista.com, there were 3,191 people injured while boating.
I can see that.
Yeah, regular boating too, not the ice boating. The real boating.
Real boating.
And that's
Real boating.
and over 3,000 injuries. That's so many injuries a day.
That's a lot, but I believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Boating is surprisingly difficult.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. So this is the highest number since 2009, effectively ending the declining trend of injuries since 2002.
Oh,
So,
shit.
I know. So 2020 sucked on land and in water. And it particularly sucked for 3 people back in August of last year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, come on with me to Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, specifically to an area of the lake called Point Randall Resort. Let's take a peek over the shoreline. And Dr. Marissa, what do you see in this photo?
I mean, I'm looking at a lake,
Mm-hmm.
or the Missouri, the river, the body of water there.
Yeah.
And it looks like there's a mangled up car. Or is it a boat?
Tis a boat.
It's a mangled up boat. It does look like it was on fire at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really confusing because
Yeah.
it's, in the water.
Yeah, it's, I'd say 95% of it is like submerged, and you only see like the tip of it, and it's just black and mangled and fucked.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It looks like the bottom of a car. That's how like dark
Yeah.
and like pipes and it's just fucked and crunch. It looks crunchy.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, this massive entangled beast was a boat. Now, before we get into what happened here, there is no evidence that skis were on fire, but I assume that would occur if your boat explodes and skis are nearby and or you're on them at the time. So,
I see.
Yeah.
I see how it works.
yeah.
Not
So-
happy about it, but I see how it works.
So what happened here? Essentially, 55-year-old Dennis Kiley of O'Fallon, Missouri. O'Fallon,
O'Fallon.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Dennis merely started the engines of his 15-year-old Formula boat after refueling at a gas dock.
Oh shit.
Yeah, put a pin in that.
Gas. It's the gas.
Yeah. According to the report, Kiley started his first engine, then the second engine, and after starting the second engine, you guessed it, the boat exploded.
It happens.
So,
It happens.
Dennis was thrown from the boat and sustained minor injuries.
Thank God.
52-year-old Deborah Kiley had been standing on the dock, and she was also thrown into the water by the blast.
Oh my God.
An employee at the gas dock, 20-year-old Megan Bartles, had a really shitty day at work and sustained minor injuries, but was not thrown anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, best case scenario here. Because when you look at that photo, shit got real fast.
Yeah, I was imagining a very specific scene from Hereditary where a guy just like goes up in flames and dies instantly.
Yeah.
That's what I was imagining
Yeah.
after seeing that boat. I was
Valid.
like, there's no way.
Totally valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does a boat just go up in flames with the turn of a key? Dr. Marissa, would you please provide a brief educational experience for us and read from our sources as to how this happens and how to prevent it.
I would love to. According to boated.com, quote, evaporating gasoline creates vapors or fumes that are heavier than air. These vapors settle to the bottom of the craft where they could explode if enclosed areas are not ventilated properly to remove vapors. According to boatus.com, quote, fiberglass boats last a long time and the aging systems need continuous preventative maintenance. Fuel fill lines, feed lines, and vent lines are mostly in the engine and are subjected to heat and vibration. Hoses become hard and brittle over time, causing them to leak. If your hoses are more than 10 years old, bend them, squeeze them, and see if they move or rotate on the fuel fittings. If so, they're loose enough to leak. Most fuel line manufacturers suggest that their fuel lines should be replaced every 10 to 15 years, noted, even if there are no indications of leaks or damage. Remember, for gas line or vapors to ignite, there must be a fuel leak somewhere and something to ignite it. Remove both of these things and you eliminate the potential for explosion. End quote.
There you go.
So basically, keep your shit in check.
Yeah.
Replace your fuel lines every 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Check that shit. If you have a boat, check your boat shit. I don't know. Did I just mansplain boats
No.
to our listeners?
That's what we do here. Well,
That's what we do. We tell you how to take care of your boat. We care about you.
That's right. So thank you for keeping us safe, Dr. Marissa.
You're welcome.
And a big thank you to the authors of the ICD-10 for making this fun and painful episode possible. And thanks to everyone for listening, subscribing, rating, telling your friends, going over to Venmo, leaving us a tip.
Y'all are the best. Also,
God
if you have
damn.
any thoughts on ice yachting or boats or anything in the world or Britney Spears, it's a long story. DM us.
Yeah.
We love to hear from you and we will reply to you and be your friends. And yeah,
Exactly. And please, stay interesting.
please do.